One of the biggest questions I get is how do you build a premium golf bag, your first premium golf bag, but on a budget? Well, I'm about to pick up a set now that pretty much hits the nail on the head. Guys, good morning, how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. Simon here, about to go and pick up £275 worth of golf clubs. It was listed on Facebook, £275 just as a golf set, but it's got some really good clubs in there, especially a lot of tips and a lot of things I look for a beginner set. A lot of you guys message me, I'm trying to build my first bag, what should I be looking for? And forget brand, forget condition, you're just looking for a few key elements, which I do think this bag kind of ticks a lot of them. Now I'm going to pick the set up. I do want to hit them for the rest of this video, talk about them, but I'm not too sure when that's going to be. Hopefully in a minute, might be a bit later. I've actually started working as a Hermes delivery driver, which I recommend for you guys that are self-employed or out of work or looking for work because of the tier system in England. It's a self-employed basis. You can work as much or as little as possible, and it just makes sense for me at the moment, especially with another baby on the way, to have a guaranteed income, especially if a tier 5, tier 6 situation comes in. Golf courses shut, ranges shut, because ad revenue normally shuts this time of year, as well as obviously golf coaching drops because it's freezing, isn't it? So I'm going to be doing that on the side, but I still want to keep the videos coming. Still want to just basically work as much as I can, but plan for the worst, and therefore keep growing the channel, as well as making sure it takes stress. Otherwise I'm just churning out rubbish videos every day because I'm like, oh, I need more ad revenue. I'd rather do 4 quality videos rather than 7, 8 just rubbish ones throughout the week. So that's the plan. Let's go and pick up the clubs. Okay, boys and girls, golf clubs have been acquired. Lovely little Callaway Warbird bag here. I've actually got someone in mind that was asking me for a set of clubs. Not too much money, but as much technology up to date as you can get. Rsi One Irons at the bottom here, as you can see. I'll get to the range. I'm cleaning these up just so that you can see what kind of condition they're properly in. RBZ Stage 2 3-wood burner rescue, old school, R15 driver. Really excited to get this out. Condition of these are not great, however, but that's my key point. You don't want good condition when you start this game. You're gonna sky it, you're gonna chip it, dent it, whatever. You might as well get something you're not worried about denting and practicing with, rather than something brand new and then you just sky it and lose 150 quid right off the value. Daddy Md3 Wedges at the bottom there. Again, really good wedges to start off with. 5 to sand wedge. Again, don't get a 4-iron. You don't need it when you're starting the game. Sand wedge, nicely blended. Nike method putter at the bottom. Again, something just to cut your teeth on. Overall, this set for £275, really good deal. I'd probably say if you were to sell this all individually on eBay, you're looking like £600–700 at the moment. Again, secondhand stuff is at a premium, but overall really happy with that pickup. Let's clean them and I'll show you the condition that these all in. Good afternoon, your local Hermes delivery driver checking in. 4 hours work, £100. You're welcome. I have cleaned these clubs up a treat. They're in a great condition, a lot better condition than I ever thought they would be. And normally when I pull the trigger on a lot of these kind of buys, I'm always expecting the worst. I'm always expecting the worst condition, so that even if the faces are dented, cracked, hosels are loose, I can fix them, clean them up, and then I'm still going to make a tiny bit of money on it. Or for you guys, you're still getting a great deal compared to if they were brand new, or you're paying like brand new prices for these clubs. Rsi One Irons, wedges, Nike method putter, R15 driver, RBZ Stage 2 3-wood, and then a burner rescue to fill a very nice looking Callaway Warbird bag. Very happy with this. Let's get up to the range. I'll show you all the clubs. Let's hit some balls, and then it's back home for bath time. That's not my bath time, that's Blake's bath time. Quite quiet down here at Lower Henwick driving range on a Saturday evening, guys. I'm expecting you to be grinding on your games. I know a lot of you are excited to watch the Masked Singer tonight, but there's time to fit in both. Let me show you these views. Giving any golf club a clean makes it look 10 times better, no matter if it's 10, 15 or 3 years old. These clubs have cleaned up really nicely. Obviously we've got the R15 at the top end of the bag, 12 degree. Again, really good for a beginner. More loft the better. You're not really looking for maximum distance, you're just trying to find a fairway. So I'd highly advise, even if you've got quite a high club head speed, more loft is going to find you more fairways. It's just the way it is. Yes, it might balloon, yes, it might not go as far, but if you're getting those percentages in, then that makes a massive difference. And again, huge sky marks on the top here, but it's not going to affect performance, and if anything, it takes pressure off you. You're going to get a much better deal because no one else is going to want it, or let's say a larger portion of people don't want it. But the technology is still there, and for a decent, this is actually a low spinning driver because the weight's actually at the forward of the head, but overall high performance in terms of MOI and distance, good shaft, you name it. You can't really go wrong. Deal that you'd get on that. Like if you can find one of these for like £60, absolute steal. RBZ 3 wood at the bottom. Again, no adjustable weighting. Less adjustable weighting for you guys, by the way, means more forgiveness. So anything that's got weights in it, it's going to be less forgiving, i.e. that, but at the same time, that's a great deal. So less weighting, more forgiveness. Just use that as a rule of thumb. These TaylorMade woods, over the 5-year span, used to put stickers on the front of their woods, and they used to sit in shops, and I imagine that glue is basically either eroded or added a layer to the club. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't make any difference to performance, but I don't know if it's going to crack or give you less lifespan over it. As far as I'm aware, I haven't seen any crack, but again, it doesn't fill you with confidence when you look at it, does it? Overall though, pretty good nick. Some sky marks. Again, if you can find one of those for £30, you are absolutely laughing. I'd probably recommend a 5 wood, by the way, rather than a 3 wood for most beginners, but again, this came as a deal. I didn't have much option of what clubs I'm getting. Burner Rescue, 20 quid, £25, hybrid, forgiving. A lot of you probably got this in the bag, and let's be honest, it's probably your favourite club because that goes too low, that you can't hit off the deck. This probably is a happy medium, and then you struggle to hit your 5-iron any further than your 7-iron. So this Rescue here is probably your lifesaver, and it's all about the head design. You can see the weight at the back there. It's going to launch it high. The head is big, so again, you're going to get that forgiveness, and it's got a bit of loft on it, so you're going to get that launch as well. So again, regardless of these TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, Strix and Mizuno, that's my general reasoning when building a bag. More loft, less adjustable weighting, cheap but does the job. These are the things you should be looking for when you're trying to build your first premium bag, no matter what the brand is, I should say. Back to the main stage. Rsi One Irons. I actually love these irons. I didn't have these in the bag. I actually had the Rsi 2 in the bag when they first came out. But I do think the Rsi irons in general just look really good, really classy. Similar colour design to the M5, but I think these look better, not as tacky as the M5, to be honest, because it was just so similar to the M4 and the M3 and the M1 and the M2. It just kept regurgitating, whereas the Rsi, I think, look really good. It's just a standout looking club. 5 to sand wedge. Again, a lot of you that are starting this game, don't bother with a 4-iron. You're never going to bring it out. If anything, you're better off using that. And if you fly the green, well then good on you. Keep flying the green and then maybe upgrade to the 4-iron. But at the moment, 5 all the way down to sand wedge is great. Now, you're going to have a big gap between this sandwich at the bottom here and your wedges. So realistically, this person's actually done a really good job. This is probably going to be a similar loft to this. However, because this is bigger and chunkier, it's going to go further. It's going to launch the ball higher. Therefore, this is actually going to go a bit less. You're not going to have a massive gap between these two clubs. You want something to gap it. So don't just go, oh, I've got a sand wedge, it must be 54 degrees, therefore I need a 58. And then your 58 goes nowhere. Get something that's still going to be able to compress the ball and give you that bit of control. Mac Daddy wedges at the bottom here, I absolutely love. Mac Daddy any wedge, I'm a big fan of. Cleveland is obviously my top favourite, but overall, if I was going to go second hand, Mac Daddy wedges are the one. Conditions of them aren't great, but let's be honest, especially with your 60-degree wedge, it hardly compresses the ball anyway, especially if you've just started the game. You're not really going to apply that much spin. Bunkers, the club never touches the ball anyway because there's so much sand in between the ball and the face anyway, so the 60 doesn't really matter what the face is like. And the 52, very rarely have I ever seen someone turn up to my lesson and compress the ball with their wedge nicely, straight out. Forward leaning, pressing, you name it, we just don't do it as a beginner. But these have actually turned out quite nicely, and I mean, a lot of you probably like the lime green grip, just like I do, but it's a particular taste. Mac Daddy 3 wedges, definitely have a look at them as they're out there at the moment. I'd still say these are overpriced for what they are. I think these are still going for like 40, 50 pounds. You're better off just getting a Cleveland wedge. But if you can find a deal, then, well, why not put them in the bag? And then last but not least, Nike Method putter at the bottom here. As you can see there, seen better days, don't get me wrong, but again, a lot of you just need a 34-inch putter that's less than 10 years old, and that's going to give you enough technology just to start and hone your skills around the green, and your putting practice is going to do more work than any technology could. So guys, there you have it. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. As I said, if you wouldn't mind leaving it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you are new. Have a great weekend. See you guys later.